what do we have to do when everyone seeks your position? This is because you are like a king that made your current position just 6 years ago. So let's realize your strength point and expand your domain and get more steady position. Good morning. My name is Keio Kota. We are from Keio University, and they are my teammates Ayaka, Yuichiro, and Yuka. Today's oral objective of a presentation is to suggest that your company should invest more on R&D and expand your target market. So, today's outline is this. What is Wealth fraud will be talked about Ayaka, and current analysis will be explained by Yuichiro, and Yuka will explain our recommendation, and finally I will talk about risk management. So now pass to Ayaka.
So now we are going to talk about what wealth front is. Wealthfront is one of the fintech companies in Silicon Valley. The company provides some services such as a robot investment service and a daily tax loss harvesting service. The company was chosen Fintech 50 for 2014. 2014's ETF Strategist of the Year and Fintech 100 for 2015. So, why did this company so succeed? First of all, we are going to focus on Wealthfront's strengths. First of all, the company spend a huge amount of money on research and development. This can improve the company's services more, and the most important strength of this company is completely automated services. By automated services, the company can provide their services to customers in very low price. And by using customers' algorithms, the company can provide proper services to proper customers in proper timing. In addition, the company opens information which they have for general people. So these points make the company trustworthy. On the other hand, how about traditional companies such as Merrill Lynch, JP Morgan, and so on? In general, those companies hire investment advisors, so customers have to rely on those advisors' information when they want to invest on something. However, the fees are very expensive, and sometimes the advisor's information include some information biases. So because of these reasons, many of customers of traditional companies tend not to trust their advisors. So how about other fintech startups? Comparison to Wealthfront, those startups company spend less money for R&D, and their services price are more expensive than Wealthfront. So because of these reasons, Wealthfront became a winner in fintech market. So now Yuichiro will talk about the company's current situation.
Thank you, Ayaka. So I'd like to talk about where your position is based on her information. So I use the two standards. First is how much computers or how much people the companies use as an advisor. And the second standard is how much money the companies invest in developing software. This is the positioning map, and the red star is your positions. So as you might know, your companies try to make the process as much as automatic. So it's actually same as other fintech companies. But the biggest difference between your companies and other fintech companies is how much money that you invest in developing software by hiring professionals. For example, compared with your companies, your rivals, Betterment, hired only 2 professional people to develop your services. But you collect a lot of people from the professionals as well as other fields and develop your software. Compared with traditional fin service, actually they are used to be in different situations. They mainly use humans as advisors. That's why they didn't have to develop the software. But this situation is changing now dramatically. As Ayaka said, traditional fin service companies used to be in these positions, but now it's changing. They started to acquire the other fintech companies, and they try to use the software. This means that they try to invest in R&D in developing software. On the other hand, how about other fintech companies? They try to hire the people as well as computers, and they try to mix people and computer as advisories. So this means our unique position is not unique anymore, and the problem is how do we keep our position unique as well as continue to make profits. So before going to our recommendation directory, I will analyze your current situations using Swot analysis. So at first, I begin with your strong points. As we already said, your companies invest a lot of money in hiring good professionals to develop the software. So that's why your companies offer the high quality services as well as many kinds of services. And second one is automated operation. It's definitely a strong point. Because of that, you can lower the fee as well as improve your services accuracy. And finally, you are one of the first movers in fintech industry. This is definitely a strong point because you don't have to imitate other companies. So you can relatively behave flexibly. What is weak point? Yeah. Even if you produce the new services, as time is passing, other competitors, especially other fintech competitors, can easily imitate. So this is also our problem to solve. What is opportunity? Yeah, it's definitely the high growth rate of market size in fintech industry. A while ago, the only traditional companies account for many fintechs, many financial services. But now that as the technology is improving, a lot of users moved and they started to use the fintech companies. So our market is growing. It is definitely our opportunity, and you should use this opportunity. Finally, what is threat. Yeah, as I show you in the positioning map, our unique position is not unique anymore. A lot of companies try to enter into similar field or the same field. So you have to break through this situation. And as I said, you also have to continue to make profits. So next, Yuka will talk about the recommendation.
Thank you. So I'm now here to suggest some recommendation to your company. So from this analysis, your company has the strengths of the good research system or research people. And in addition, your company has a lower labor cost because you don't hire human advisors compared to other companies. And in addition, as opportunity, the market size is growing and growing. So from this situation, what can your company do? We came up with 2 recommendations. The first recommendation is to invest more on R&D, and the second recommendation is to expand your target market from the United States to other countries. So I would like to move on the first recommendation. So first, before I explain the recommendation, as your company is a first mover, what should a first mover do? It's not a time for a company to introduce complete a different product or service. It's now a time for a company to keep your core competence and to increase your strong point. As your strong points are the excellent research system or research people, you can improve those strong points by investing on R&D. And in addition, as I mentioned before, you save the labor cost because by not hiring the advisors, you can spend more money on this field and differentiate from other companies. To do this, as I mentioned, your company should invest more on the research system and people for R&D. And in addition, your company should keep the innovating spirits for the researchers. Because your company is not big, not small anymore. Your company is big. You might forget the innovative or challenge spirit, but it is really important to keep the spirit in this industry. So, for example, your company can introduce some evaluating system that evaluate the employees that are innovative or challenging. Next, the second recommendation is to expand your target market maybe from United States to other countries. Because I mentioned that market is growing and growing, and technology are all over the world. It is a chance to expand the target market from the United States to other countries. And in addition, as you're the first mover, it is a useful strategy to expand your target market now. So first, we recommend your company to expand your market from United States to Singapore or Berlin, which is one of the most biggest cities in the world. However, this plan is the short term. As I mentioned before, the market is growing and growing, and technology are all over the world. Your company has an excellent system, so you can expand your business to all over the world in the future. That can make the R&D more, or you can reduce the managing fee in the future. So next, I'll pass it to Kana to talk about our recommendation.
Thank you, Yuka. I talk about our risk management. So we think there are 2 risks mainly. One is unexpected market. Nobody can expect what's a new technology or how will be the world changes. However, your company can have more strong researchers, so you can deal with the problem. Another risk is easy imitated. As we mentioned, there were a lot of other competitors that provide a similarity service. However, you can have more complex algorithm that is not easy to imitate. So there are a lot of risks. However, your company can expand your business based on our presentation. That's all of our presentation. Thank you for listening. Now we are open to your questions.
Thank you, Tim. Kimani started the show, and thank you very much. I should like to ask the team questions on 4 fronts. Okay, one is about the environment, and then about the structure of the company, and also about the strategy, as well as the suggest operations. Okay. Now, on the environment front, the market is changing, and so is the company. And then I heard that in the introduction section about what is wealth front, there is the business assumption that once the company introduces robot investment services, it would be trustworthy. Okay, I should like to hear a little bit more about that. That is about the environment. And my second question is about the structure. Okay, and then a team member suggests that, well, you should try to employ more people, okay, to do more innovative people. Try to have some kind of appraisal system to encourage those innovative employees to make suggestions to the company. Okay, how to get that done? All right, that is about the structure. And then the third question is about the strategy. Now, how would you devise a business model that would be innovative, cannot be easily imitated? Now, you suggest to spend a lot of money on R&D. Where comes the money? Especially when the business model is such that its cost structure is trying to be lean, inexpensive. No, all right. How can you work up a strategy that will actually meet or exceed the objective or the goal of wealth front? That's the third question about strategy. Okay, how to beat the competitors in the dynamic market. My last question is about your operations. Well, it would be nice to expand the market to Singapore, to Berlin. Well, everybody would like to do that, but how can wealth front, although originally the first mover, there are a lot of competitors jumping the bandwagon, may like to do similar things. You know, it takes money. How would you? Can you discuss a little bit more about the kind of revenue streams that will support what wealth front expansion? Maybe now, from United States to Singapore and to Berlin. I'd like to hear a little bit more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Could you give us just 1 minute to talk about your question, and I will give you some answers. Is it okay?
Okay.
I'm very sorry, we forgot what your first question is.
Last question is about the operations.
Oh, first question.
The first question is about the environment. Environment is changing, but I heard the assumption that because the company is introducing robot investment advisory service, it seems that by itself, the customers would believe in it, would find it trustworthy.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah.
なんでロボットがこの信頼できるか。分子80%の人は人と話すことに自然な人は安らくても気をつける。
So at first, I'd like to answer your first question. So your question is, your question is why is our robot system can get the trust, right?
Yes.
Yeah, according to this case, more than 6% of people who use a traditional company like JP Morgan or other companies didn't trust them because the people have a biased information, as well as people are sometimes greedy and they work for JP Morgan or they work for their companies. So they don't open all information and they sometimes make profit by themselves and they don't give all information. That's why now the people who already use such human financial services don't trust. So this means that if we don't use humans who have some biases or who have some contribution to their companies, and if company and the robots they don't have mind, can operate automatically without any emotion. So that's why this is accurate because there is no biases. This is our point, and this is our basement why computer is smarter than human. As for second questions,
Okay, thank you for question. And your second question is how can Wells Fraud hire the researchers?
So the structure of the company.
Structure.
How to encourage innovative employees.
Yes,
Alright.
yes.
that's true. Yeah, okay.
The Wells Fraud can appear it's a comfortable working environment like Google. Google provide a comfortable situation to employees like TV or games or swimming pools. As the Wells Fraud is the same start company that start from the Silicon Valley. So welfare fraud can have similarity, comfortable place to employment, and as the Google example shows that it is successful. So welfare fraud can show the comfortable place to employees. Question?
So to answer the third question is that
But the strategy.
strategy to
Beat the competitors.
beat the
Competitors.
in the other world.
In the other countries or in the United States?
In the United States or other
Ah,
countries.
okay.
Yes, anywhere.
The first question is to expand overseas.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, anywhere. Yes.
Okay. So strategies. I thought it was the third question is to, like how to manage the money. Sorry.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
yes,
okay,
yes,
okay,
yes.
sorry.
Yeah.
So to manage this, the financial problems,
Right.
we came up with two recommendations. And the first one is to invest more on R&D, which takes a lot of money. And the second one is to expand to the world. So we hope that the second recommendation will succeed. And that will be the first question. Sorry, but so the first we just thought that to suggest just the first recommendation, but it just needs money. So we have to do something else. And as in the case, they have the really good service. So we thought that at first, of course, expanding to other countries needs really money. But by expanding their service to all of the world, we hope that they can get money from there and to invest in R&D. So I think there will be a cycle in their two recommendations.
Thank you.
Thank you. About this question.
So as for the fourth question, how to compete with the foreign
Corporations, yes.
companies,
Yes.
competitors, they are local, right? But in terms of fintech industry, we are first mover, and as Yuka said, at first we might borrow money from others, and we put money in R&D and improve our technologies. So if our product is superior to the local people, local competitors, we have opportunities to overcome the local competitors. And actually, in the US, this is one of the most competitive industries, and we already won. So our technology itself is really high level around the world. So what we want to say is to more improve our technologies and to differentiate our companies from other companies by the quality of services. And your questions.
Okay, I have some clarification. Actually, I quite like your presentation about our company's positioning in terms of the chart.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned things because as you recommend two directions for us.
Yeah.
For the R&D thing, so as you mentioned, you want to retain more innovative people. But the fact is that there are some senior people leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the CEO, the founder, come back as the CEO. Then apart from, to nurture the innovative culture, then how do you, firstly, to make the people remain in the company be more stable first before they can?
Human resource programs, so how to...
And then the second part, about the market expansion. I agree that it's a good idea to expand outside. So actually, the US is one of those big markets. And then I think you choose Singapore and Berlin because they are kind of the financial center. I'm not sure where is the logic that you choose these two countries, one in Europe, one in Asia Pacific. So you may have some thought about that, and I want to know the underlying criteria why you would choose these two markets to start with.
So please give 30 seconds to talk about that, and I will reply to your questions. 最初の質問はビジュアルで割り出し2番目を教えてください。2番目は何というプレゼントが欲しい？いくつか考える。So thank you for your questions. I will answer your first question. How do we keep people stay in our companies? It's very connected to the leadership program. So maybe our companies have to say the same visions to employees and to make them understand what our company is, what our companies want to achieve. So in the concrete, in the specific suggestion, maybe we can do some every week meeting or 1 month meeting, and we always check what is our ideal situation, what do you want to achieve, and you guys have to share your vision with other employees. This is our suggestions.
Okay. And about your second question is about why we choose Singapore and Berlin. This is because Singapore is now famous about the R&D center, because Singapore government innovates like foreign companies to set up the R&D system in Singapore. And about the Berlin, now Berlin government invest like industry potential. It is like it innovate like the other like Europeans, so they use more technology in order to reduce inefficiency. So we think floating the business to more encourage the people to use to make new companies in order to make the world more good. So we think the German government will help us because they invest the new technology by industry 4.0.
I have a question on the recommendation you made on R&D. So my understanding is that the company is already investing quite a bit in R&D when you look at the products, which it has innovated on tax and, other aspects. And then comparison of, how many PhDs are being hired by our company versus Betterment. 8 for our company and, 2 for Betterment, I think. So are you suggesting that we should continue on the same path? Or when you say more R&D, you have some other recommendation?